Welcome to www.thelifeinuktest.co.uk, your trusted resource for life in the UK test preparation. In this video, we will present 24 unique questions drawn directly from the official guide, Life in the United Kingdom, a guide for new residents 3rd edition. Each question in this practice test comes with a detailed explanation to enhance your understanding. Please watch the video continuously for the best learning experience. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started.
Question 1. What was one of the main purposes of the Habeas Corpus Act of 1679? Option A. To protect the rights of criminals. Option B. To prevent unlawful imprisonment. Option C. To establish a system of due process. Option D. To limit the power of the monarchy. The correct answer is to prevent unlawful imprisonment. Explanation. The Habeas Corpus Act of 1679 was a landmark piece of legislation that guaranteed the right of any person who had been arrested to be brought before a judge and to be informed of the charges against them. This right is known as the writ of habeas corpus, and it is one of the most important protections against arbitrary detention. Question 2. Who were the Huguenots, and why did they come to Britain between 1680 and 1720? Option A. Spanish explorers seeking new opportunities. Option B. French Protestants persecuted for their religion. Option C. Dutch merchants looking for trade opportunities. Option D. British nobility seeking cultural exchange. The correct answer is French Protestants persecuted for their religion. Explanation. The Huguenots were French Protestants who migrated to Britain between 1680 and 1720 because they were persecuted for their religious beliefs in France. Many of them were skilled and contributed to various fields such as science, banking, and crafts. Question 3. What were the living and working conditions like for slaves in America and the Caribbean? Option A. Good. Option B. Bad. Option C. Very bad. Option D. Unspecified. The correct answer is very bad. Explanation. Travelling on British ships in horrible conditions, they were taken to America and the Caribbean, where they were made to work on tobacco and sugar plantations. The living and working conditions for slaves were very bad. Question 4. What did the UK produce more than half of the world in 1850? Option A. Cotton cloth. Option B. Coal. Option C. Iron. Option D. All of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Explanation. The UK produced more than half of the world's iron, coal, and cotton cloth. Question 5. During which conflict did over 1 million Indians fight on behalf of the British Empire, resulting in approximately 40,000 casualties? Option A. World War I. Option B. Crimean War. Option C. Napoleonic Wars. Option D. American Civil War. The correct answer is World War I. Explanation. The whole of the British Empire was involved in the conflicts. For example, more than 1 million Indians fought on behalf of Britain in lots of different countries, and around 40,000 were killed. Question 6. Who is the Minister for Health who led the establishment of the National Health Service, NHS, in 1948? Option A. Winston Churchill. Option B. Clement Attlee. Option C. Aneurin Bevan. Option D. Margaret Thatcher. The correct answer is Aneurin Bevan. Explanation. In 1948, Aneurin Nye Bevan, the Minister for Health, led the establishment of the National Health Service, NHS, which guaranteed a minimum standard of healthcare for all, free at the point of use. Question 7. who invented the cash dispensing ATM in the 1960s? Option A, Luther George Simjian. Option B, John Shepherd Barron. Option C, Donald Wetzel. Option D, James Goodfellow. The correct answer is James Goodfellow. Explanation: in the 1960s, James Goodfellow, born 1937, invented the cash dispensing ATM, automatic teller machine or cash point. Question 8. What is a major factor contributing to people in the UK living longer than ever before? Option A, improved living standards. Option B, better healthcare. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. The correct answer is both A and B. Explanation: people in the UK are living longer than ever before. This is due to improved living standards and better healthcare. Question 9. What is the Hindu festival that normally falls in October or November and lasts for 5 days, and is often called the Festival of Lights? Option A, Diwali. Option B, Holi. Option C, Navratri. Option D, Dussehra. The correct answer is Diwali. Explanation: Diwali normally falls in October or November and lasts for 5 days. It is often called the Festival of Lights. Question 10. Who won gold medals for ice dancing at the Olympic Games in 1984? Option A, Jane Torvill and Christopher Dean. Option B, Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding. Option C, Tara Lipinski and Michelle Kwan. Option D, Brian Boitano and Scott Hamilton. The correct answer is Jane Torvill and Christopher Dean. Explanation: Jane Torvill and Christopher Dean won gold medals for ice dancing at the Olympic Games in 1984 and in 4 consecutive World Championships. Question 11. Which of the following is Sir Edward Elgar's best-known work? Option A, Enigma Variations. Option B, Pomp and Circumstance Marches. Option C, The Dream of Gerontius. Option D, Violin Concerto. The correct answer is Pomp and Circumstance Marches. Explanation: Sir Edward Elgar's best-known work is probably the Pomp and Circumstance Marches. March No One Land of Hope and Glory is usually played at the last night of the proms at the Royal Albert Hall. Question 12. Which English novelists' books are concerned with marriage and family relationships? Option A, Emily Bronte. Option B, Jane Austen. Option C, Charlotte Bronte. Option D, Charles Dickens. The correct answer is Jane Austen. Explanation: Jane Austen was an English novelist. Her books include Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. Her novels are concerned with marriage and family relationships. Question 13. What must all dogs in public places in the UK wear on their collar? Option A, a collar with a license tag. Option B, a collar with the owner's name and address. Option C, a collar with a bell. Option D, a collar with a leash. The correct answer is a collar with the owner's name and address. Explanation: all dogs in public places must wear a collar showing the name and address of the owner. Question 14. Which of the following is not a responsibility of an MP? Option A, represent everyone in their constituency. Option B, help to create new laws. Option C, scrutinise and comment on what the government is doing. Option D, investigate crimes. The correct answer is investigate crimes. Explanation: MPs have a number of different responsibilities. They represent everyone in their constituency, help to create new laws, scrutinise and comment on what the government is doing, debate important national issues. Question 15. Who is responsible for crime, policing and immigration in the UK? Option A, the Prime Minister. Option B, the Home Secretary. Option C, the Chief Constable. Option D, the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police. The correct answer is the Home Secretary. Explanation: Home Secretary is responsible for crime, policing and immigration. Question 16. How many local authorities does London have? Option A, 32. Option B, 33. Option C, 34. Option D, 35. The correct answer is 33. Explanation: London has 33 local authorities, with the Greater London Authority and the Mayor of London coordinating policies across the capital. Question 17. Who cannot stand for public office in the UK? Option A, people with a criminal record. Option B, members of the armed forces. Option C, civil servants. Option D, all of the above. Question 18. What does housing law primarily encompass? Option A, environmental regulations and pollution control. Option B, property tax assessment and collection. Option C, disputes between landlords and tenants, including repairs and eviction. Option D, criminal law and prosecution. The correct answer is disputes between landlords and tenants, including repairs and eviction. Explanation: housing law. This includes disputes between landlords and tenants over issues such as repairs and eviction. Question 19. In Scotland, what is the court that hears serious cases? Option A, Sheriff Court. Option B, High Court of Justiciary. Option C, Justice of the Peace Court. Option D, Court of Session. The correct answer is Sheriff Court. Explanation: in Scotland, serious cases are heard in a sheriff court with either a sheriff or a sheriff with a jury. Question 20. What is the name of the Act that introduced forced marriage protection orders in 2008 for England, Wales and Northern Ireland? Option A, the Forced Marriage Civil Protection Act 2007. Option B, the Forced Marriage Criminal Justice Act 2007. Option C, the Forced Marriage Prevention Act 2007. Option D, the Forced Marriage Support Act 2007. The correct answer is the Forced Marriage Civil Protection Act 2007. Explanation: forced marriage protection orders were introduced in 2008 for England, Wales and Northern Ireland under the Forced Marriage Civil Protection Act 2007. Question 21. Which of the following is a way to volunteer with the police? Option A, Special Constable. Option B, Lay Non-Police Representative. Option C, both A and B. Option D, neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A and B. Explanation: you can volunteer with the police and become a special constable or a lay non-police representative. Question 22. Which of the following requirements are necessary to apply for permanent residency or citizenship in the UK? Option A, speaking and reading English and having a good understanding of life in the UK. Option B, own property in the UK. Option C, having a high level of education. Option D, possessing a specific skill set required by the UK. The correct answer is speaking and reading English and having a good understanding of life in the UK. Explanation: to apply for permanent residency or citizenship in the UK, there are certain requirements that need to be met. These include speak and read English, have a good understanding of life in the UK. Question 23. During the Iron Age, what type of houses did people continue to live in, and how did they organise their settlements? Option A, rectangular houses and walled cities. Option B, round houses and hill forts. Option C, square houses and fortified towns. Option D, oval houses and citadels. The correct answer is round houses and hill forts. Explanation: people still lived in round houses grouped together into larger settlements, and sometimes defended sites called hill forts. Question 24. In the battle against invaders, when did the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms become established in Britain? Option A, around 1066. Option B, about AD 600. Option C, in the 5th century. Option D, during the Viking Age. The correct answer is about AD 600. Explanation: the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms were established in Britain around AD 600 after battles were fought against the invaders.
Thanks for watching. We hope you answered all the questions correctly and this practice test helped you prepare for your life in the UK test. Remember to check out www.thelifeinuktest.co.uk for more free resources and practice tests. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more helpful content. Good luck on your journey to life in the UK test.